with my introduction, sir. So my name is Prince Kumar Singh, and I am from Jamshedpur, Jharkhand. And I have completed my 10th and 12th from CBSE board. And currently, I am pursuing my final year diploma in computer science and engineering from Jharkhand University of Technology from Jamshedpur itself. And I am currently ongoing an internship in Evision Technoserve at a position of trainee engineer, where I have gained hands-on experience on CCNA and Windows system administration. And during my internship, I also have done the projects where which allowed me to apply my knowledge and strengthen my technical problem solving skills. So that's about my technical journey. And apart from my technical journey, I belong from a nuclear family, and my hobby is singing. So that's about my introduction. So I will start I will start discussing with the OSI model. So OSI model is a, seven-layer architecture model. It is basically a conceptual model which tells us how the data from a single device to another device on a network travels, and similarly how the data a receiver uh, how a receiver catches and read the data. So basically, it tells you the data transmission from sender to receiver from one point to another point. So the OSI model have its seven layer, and each layer here has its own functionalities. So starting from the physical layer is physical layer basically consists of physical devices such as switch, hub, hub, uh, then cables, connectors. Basically, these are the hardware devices which are used in physical layer only. So physical layer consists the data in the form of bits. The physical layer transfer the data in the form of bits through different physical way. That let's suppose my a computer in a network is connected. I am sending a data from a network to from a LAN to another LAN, and both the LANs are connected via a gateway. So the the devices over a LAN are connected over cables, and the another LAN also the devices over there are connected to cables. So this is called a topology. When we create a topology, the physical layer play a major role. So creating a topology like bus topology, mesh topology, there are different types of topology. So when we create topology and we try to send the data, the physical layer sends the data from one device to another device in the form of bits. So that's what physical layer. And uh, okay, then coming next to the that is data link layer. Then data link layer, the data link layer plays, sorry. Okay, so data link layer plays a vital role in the delivery of the data from node to node. Here, the major point is that the data link transfer the data from node to node delivery. For suppose that I am sending a data from my location to another location which is far at a distance. So there will be different nodes in between the paths. Like I am sitting in Jharkhand, and I am sending data to suppose Chennai. There are different there are different location in between. So if I send the data to in Chennai, to a system present in Chennai, there will be different node. The data will be transferred from one node to another, then another. In this way, the data will be transferred to the Chennai location. So the data link transfer the data from one node. Suppose I transfer the data from Jharkhand, then it from I transfer the data from suppose I transfer the data from Jamshedpur, then it first goes to like Jamtara, then it goes to like this way. Let's take an example of a train. How a train move from junction to junction. So data link layer works like that only. How a train having specific same size boxes. So that is in data link layer. Layer divide the data into frames. The data are present in the forms of frames. So how a train moves from junction to junction, that are the nodes only. The data link layer transfer the data from one node to another, and it has also functionalities like error control, flow control, like that. So basically data link layer also checks for the error, checks and check for the error whether the message error free or not, but in the nodes only. And it also manages the flow control. Basically flow control is a term when suppose a data is getting sent. So when the data is sending, the flow should be maintained. Like not, it not should be that when I'm sending the data, it moves from high speed and the node get the buffer of the node get full. So it will, there will be loss of the data. There will be congestion. So data link layer also manages that. Okay. So coming to the next layer, we have network layer. So network layer basically, it also helps in transferring the data, but from one network to another network. So in network layer, we have the routing. So basically, routing works here. So what is routing? The routing is the a term where routers are worked. They store the IP address and decide the best path to transfer the data. So in network layer, when the data is transferred, the routing happen and it decides the best path. It is basically the shortcut path, the shortest path to transfer the data. Uh, that's only the routing. So routers are very smart devices. They decide how to from where to send the data, and how we can send the data very fast. So basically this happens in network layer. So network layer, and here the protocols like IP protocol, RIP, and OSPF protocol work here. So this is about the network layer. And then next layer is transport layer. So transport layer, as the name specifies, transport. So basically transport layer also transfer the data. But here the one thing is that the transport layer transport the data from port to port. The transport layer is responsible to transfer the data from port to port. Suppose I'm sitting in a network, and there is another network. So I'm having my device, my laptop. There are many applications running on the laptop. So suppose I'm running an email, I'm sending an email. So there will when I'm sending email to another device, the transport layer, it is the responsibility of transport layer to send the email to the email port only. So email SMTP email have the port number 23, SMTP, which stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So it has a port number 23. So when I transfer the emails, so it goes to the specific application only. It can't go to the another port number. For suppose like I'm sending a email, then it can't goes to the port number 21, because it is a file transfer protocol. So basically it is a thing that it focuses on the port to port delivery. So it has all one two three more functionalities, like it also control it also control errors and flow control and congestion control. So here we can see that it is also having error and flow control, which was common in data link layer. But here we can see, here is one thing, that the transport layer focuses on transferring the data from port to port. So it only checks. So for suppose I'm having a device in network A, name as computer A. Okay, and then I'm having a device in network B, naming as a computer B. So if I'm sending a data from computer A, so then error control will be work on when suppose a network data is issued by computer B. So the computer will check that if the data is correct or not. If the data is not correct, then it will send the acknowledgement. Then this will happen. But in data link layer, we can see that within the nodes, we can see that if the error is occurred, then the data is resent again. So we can see that in transport layer, network layer, and data link layer, basically they are sending the data only. They are used for data transfer. But here the basic difference is that the transport layer works on port to port delivery. Network layer works on network to network delivery. It store the IP address. It store the IP address, and network layer is store the IP address and then send the data. It maintains the routing table. And the data link layer works on node to node delivery. Node is basically the checkpoints, like uh, from one node to another, which is can be the small distance. Okay, so then after the transport layer, there is a session layer. So session layer plays a major role in creating a session. So when we suppose we can take an example, like when we log into a SBI server, then we enter our login password and username. So it gives us a session. It authenticates us, and according to our credentials, it gives us a session to work on it. So when a session is provided to a user, the user only works at the specific time for the session which is provided to it. So when the uh, when the session time is over, the user get logged out automatically. So session layer major functionalities are authorization, authentication, and creating a session and managing a session basically. Okay, so then the second most layer is the presentation layer. So presentation layer is plays a major role in encryption, decryption of data, and the conversion of data. So basically, suppose a data when the data is sent or received, it may be in ciphertext, it may be in like ASCII code. So it can't be understandable by the user. So
Hello.
the presentation.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Please tell me, if a router fails, which OSI layer does this affect?
Sorry, I didn't get the question. Please repeat once.
If a router fails, which OSI layer does this affect?
It will affect the network layer because then because the data is transferred by the routing only in the network layer.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Firstly, he had to complete the session. Then we can ask some questions about that. Firstly,
Okay.
completed it.
Okay.
Okay. So I was in a session layer. So basically, session layer creates and manages the session, and then the presentation layer. So presentation layer basically it converts the data into readable form. So that can be readable by user only. So it helps in encryption and decryption of data. So encryption and decryption basically is when it is adding an extra layer to the data. It is known as encryption. And when the use when on the receiver side, when the data is getting converted from ciphertext to readable form, then it is called decryption. So basically, presentation layer work on these functionalities, and then comes the last layer, which is our application layer. The application layer, it provides the user face. Basically, it provides the user interface where the user can read the data, can create the data, can do the things. So application layer basically for suppose I'm using an email, so the interface which I can see is only the application layer. Okay.
Okay, Prince. I just to ask some questions about this OSI model. So can you tell me that which layer is responsible to connect the upper layer and the lower layer? Can you tell me that?
Yes, it is the transport layer, which is also called the heart of a OSI model. So basically, the top layer, which are application layer, presentation layer, and session layer.
Okay.
These layer all the software layer, and the
Yeah.
last three layer, which are
Physical
physical layer,
layer. Yeah,
physical
right.
layer, and network layer and data link layer.
Yeah,
These
right.
are the hardware layer also called. And the
Yeah, right.
middle layer is the transport layer, which is the heart of ASI. So this the transport layer connect the all both the software layer and the hardware layer.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's the right answer. Then someone can ask some question also. Can also.
Hello, Prince.
Yes,
Hello.
yes, yes.
My
I can
question
hear.
is, why is routing done at the network layer, not at the data link layer?
Basically, uh, data link layer works on node to node delivery. Basically does the physical addressing. in data link layer, we see the physical address. It maintain the MAC address table. It store the MAC address. It basically send the data from MAC address, which is stand for media access control. So basically, it does the thing from MAC only. It store the MAC address and send the data from node to node. And but in network layer, routing appears, which store the IP address, which is a part of routing. We can see through protocol like RIP and OSPF. RIP stand for Routing Information Protocol, and OSPF
Yes,
is
yes.
Open Shortest Path First. So in network layer, routing appears on, so that we can say like routing happens in network.
Okay, okay.
So can you tell me which OSI layer handles error detection like and flow control?
Yes. So basically, error detection and flow control are handled by both the layers, transport layer and data link layer. But the thing is here that data link layer only does the error detection from node to node. For
Yeah, right.
suppose I am sending a data from one node to another, then it handles and checks the error and does the flow control within the nodes only. But in transport layer, it is different. When in transport layer, for suppose a user sending a data, for suppose sender is sending a data, so
Yeah, right.
it will when the receiver will receive it, then only the at the receiver point the error will be detected, and then only the acknowledgement will be sent that yeah, the data is sent is having some error or lost some bits, like that only.
Yeah, yeah. It's okay. It's all right.
Tanvi?
Prince, what is
Yes.
the difference between error detection at the data link layer and the transport layer?
Yeah. Error detection in data link layer is basically, as I already said, that it is no difference between the error detection. Like it is the difference between what is where the error detection is happening where. It depends on that. So as I said, the data link layer work on node to node delivery. So the error is detected between the node only. That when it is like that, the data is haven't sent to the receiver. The receiver haven't got the data, but it is before the receiver, the data is checked and checked that it is error free or not. So it is like reliable also, that it saves time, that because if the data will be sent to the receiver and then we will got to know that the data is having some error, that it will also it travels a long path, and then after we got to know that the data is having error. So it is like something it create a problem. So but in data link layer, it is not like that. In data link layer, when a data is in the middle of the way, so in the middle of the way, then only the error is got detected, and from there the problem is solved only.
Uh, that data link layer totally fix the error.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Actually, I think you have a network problem.
Hello, hello.
Actually,
Yes.
Chicken, you are not audible so much. That's why. Yeah, yeah. Now you are audible.
Okay. My question is that you said na data link layer solve the errors. My question is totally solve partially.
Actually, you are having a network problem. I can't hear you. Like your voice is lagging.
Hello.
You can also write the question on the chat box so
Okay,
that we
okay.
can.
Now it's audible. Okay.
You are audible
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Now it's audible.
I asked whether data link layer is totally fix the errors or partially.
No, it try to fix the error totally only. Like partially, it can't fix the error, but when it depends on the message. If it is like if it is if it can be it can be, if the error can be resolved, then it is fixed. But if it not resolved, then the presentation layer at the receiver side like presentation layer or the transport layer will resolve the issue and fix the error properly.
Yeah, that's all right. So, Prince, one more
Uh,
last
uh,
question.
I
That's my last question from my side. Which layer is responsible for the which layer is responsible for IP addressing? Which who operates IP address? Can you tell
Yeah,
me that?
it's network layer.
Yeah,
Network
yeah,
layer
right.
IP addressing
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it
sure.
works with the, it runs on the protocol IP, which
Yeah,
is
right.
internal protocol.
So,
Yeah.
what type of protocols that can you tell me?
Network layer is having the IP protocol, RIP,
Oh.
and OSPF. So RIP stands for Routing Information Protocol, and OSPF
That is
stands for
a
Open
routing
Protocol.
protocol. I guess I right. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's okay.
yeah. It basically operates on the network layer only. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. That's all right.
Hello.
hello.
Hello, hello friends.
I have a question for you. Hello,
yes, yes,
am I
yes,
audible?
yes. You are
Uh,
audible.
among the seven layer, which layer is deals with the MAC address?
It's the data link layer. It deals with the
Link
MAC
layer.
address. Data link layer. Yes,
Hello.
yes, yes.
I have a question, Prince. Can you tell me what is the difference between the flow control and the error control?
Okay, so error control is basically it's the checking of error. Like my data is what the data is being sent, it having an error or not. So error may be anything like lost in bits or mismatch of one bits to another bits. Like it can be anything. Error could be. This is the error control, and flow control is basically a term if I'm sending a data, if one node is sending a data, so it could not be, and the another node having the capacity, for suppose I'm sending a data at the speed of 10 mbps, okay, but the another node which is receiving the data, it does not have the capacity of 10 mbps to receive the data, it only have the capacity of 5 mbps. So it is the flow control property which the data link layer and the transport layer have, that if the if the receiver, it don't have the capacity to accept the data at a high speed, then the data speed will be reduced. Like if the receiver is having the capacity to receive the data at 5 mbps, so the data will be sent to the receiver at the 5 mbps only. That is the flow control.
Okay. And
Hello.
which layer perform these operations?
Yeah, basically data link layer and transport layer both perform this operation, but it depends on, as I told, that data link layer perform this operation from node to node, but transport layer it perform the operation from port to port. Uh, Basically one application to another application only, from sender to receiver. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello friends.
Yes.
Okay,
So
Prince.
tell me, how has the OSI model helped you solve a real problem in your network?
Uh, okay, you are asking like how the OSI model solve the problem of networking.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so OSI model basically each layer in OSI model have its own functionality. Okay, then but in solving the networking issues, it having a network layer and a data link layer and the transport layer. Basically, these three layers are responsible for the data transfer. So these layers togetherly handle the networking operation. So basically, the network layer, which does the routing, which store the IP address and decide the best path. So it is also like a problem that whether where the data should go. If I'm sending a data, so it is like a how the data should know, how the data will know that where I have to go. Okay, so this is also a problem, but the network layer solve this problem because it stores the IP address and store the IP address of sender as well as the receiver. So it the data it knows that where it have to go, like from one network to another network. That.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
Prince.
Okay,
It's my
Prince.
last question
I
from my
have
side.
a question. Hello.
Yes, yes,
Hello. Prince, I'm audible.
yes, yes, yes,
My
yes.
question is, which method or technique data link layer is used to fix the error?
Okay, data link layer basically use the CRC protocol, which is cyclic redundancy check. So basically, it checks the error. This protocol is used in data link layer that operates on error and checks the error and make the data error free.
Okay.
That's what I see. Please turn on your camera.
Yes. Sorry.
Hi, Prince.
Yes.
My question to you is how does the OSI model help in troubleshooting network issues?
Okay. So as I told that the network layer, no, transport layer, the network layer, and the data link layer, they transfer the data, helps in transferring the data. But the OSI model consists of 7 layers. Okay, so all the 7 layers does specific tasks on the data. They perform their own functionalities on the data and helps to transfer from one point to another point. So OSI model together, all the 7 layers are designed in a way that the data from sender can be along with the securities. So data from center along with the security is sent to the receiver without any problem, without any condition. Okay, that's it.
Okay, any more questions?
Just one last question. It's a simple question. Can you tell me that the OSI the application layer is directly connected to the physical layer? Is it right or wrong?
The application layer, right?
Yeah, right. The application
Application
is
layer.
only
Okay,
just like it's a true false, like it's true or false. Is right to that the application layer is directly connected to the physical layer, deals with physical layer.
okay. So the application layer is basically like a software layer. Okay, and the
Yeah,
physical layer, it consists of hardware devices. So
yeah, right.
it is like in a device, the combination of software and hardware is, we can see the combination of software and hardware. So the it may be like yes, we can say that it is connected like software or program on the hardware devices only. So we can say that yes, software, the physical layer is connected to the physical layer is connected to the application layer, because if they are not connected, then how they
No,
can
no, it's
communicate?
not. I'm not saying that it's not connected. I just ask you that it is directly connected to the physical layer. It's not directly connected. I
Okay,
just
I
want to.
think it's directly connected.
Okay, how is that? How it's possible? It's directly connected. Why and
Uh,
why?
yeah, as I said that the application layer is a software layer. Okay, so
Yeah, right.
basically the software are programmed on a hardware only. So when the programs which are running like on our devices, they running on the processor. So basically the processor also is a like a hardware in which the program is already building. So
Yeah.
yeah, I can say that it is connected in that way.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's all right. That's my end. I think it's enough questions for you. Next one has to be on the IP addressing.
Yes, yes.
All right. So next, the IP addressing concept. Who will be taking part in that?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. I just sorry for disturbing you. Actually,
Hmm.
sir, I'm not here from since last few days because of my exams, and today is my the third lecture of this session, and it's a now an interview session. I also want to participate because I already done the previous projects and all which were on the last April, on the 1st of April when the classes are going on. So
All right. You can also participate in that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Uh,
Thank you, sir.
So IP addressing, Mukesh,
Yes, sir.
you can simply just start your
Good morning.
discussion on IP addressing.
Good morning, Vibhushi sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
See that you all
Good morning, sir.
participants. Yeah, good morning. So you're all participants, your the identity is very important. That so which college you are presenting here, because this way you are reporting to your college. Your TPA head, they have informs to the Evision team to share the feedback. Okay, that how you are participating to this program. So that just write down the format, that naming format, name underscore college name underscore internship. This is your identity, and try to maintain the identity to every days.
Okay, sir, I'm writing it over here. Okay, all of you just follow this format. Name, college name, and your internship. All of you just change your name in this format. Use the participants option. Participants option is there. From there, you can change it. Click on this participants. From there, you can find the rename. The rename option is there. Click on it and change it.
Okay, that other point is that, see, that creating a questions and answering the question, that both should be in advance. Both should be completely technicals. Technical in the terms that just try to create it's a situation based, scenario based questions. Okay, so it's not that what it comes to your mind and you are asking. No, you have that the gap you are getting it, that one person is asking the questions, so the other person should have the kind of understanding that I should ask some that some scenario based, situation based, some difficult one, right? So you have you have to list down those questions, because that also the smart way you understand the complete this program. And those who answers to the questions, that person should answer it very clearly. That if you elaborate the answers, if you go with the step-by-step answers, so that also help you to understand how things to be done proper. So that's maintain the same, the format and the quality. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Fine, Vibhushi sir, you can ask them to
All
start.
right, all right. Just all of you change your name properly. Use the rename option. Do it fast. Preet, Pradum, Akash, Vishnupriya, Chikun, all of you rename your name fast. Sai Teja, Pradum, Akash, Hare Krishna, rename your names properly. find this participants option, rename option is available. Simply just click on that rename button. Okay. Yes, Chikun, can you hear me properly?
Yes,
Yes, you have not renamed your name. Tell me your caller's
okay,
name.
sir. So I'm
What's your-
renaming my name.
Yes, rename it
JT
first.
University.
Rename it first. Okay, Mukesh.
Yes, sir.
Yes. You are basically discussing this IP addressing concept, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So switch on your camera.
Am I audible, sir?
Just hold on. Okay. Yes. You can continue.
Okay, sir. So myself, Mukesh Mathur. I'm from Jamshedpur, and I'm currently pursuing my diploma in computer science and engineering from Government Polytechnic Aditapur, Jamshedpur. During my diploma, I have learned various subjects such as DSA, operating system, computer networking, and participated in various extracurricular activities. And after that, I currently am interning at Evision Technoserve as part of the CCNA course, where I have gained various technological networking skills such as IP addressing, subnetting, static routing, dynamic routing, and wheel preferences. Coming to my topic, IP addressing. IP addresses are the unique numbers which assign to each devices over the internet. So each devices such as mobile phones, laptops, could have IP address to communicate with each other over the internet. IP addresses are the series of numbers and alphanumeric characters which are used in dotted decimal format, uh, to assign the IP addresses. There are two types of IP addresses: private IP addresses and public IP addresses. Public IP addresses are those addresses which are used to access the internet. These IP addresses allows us to communicate all over the world. And public IP addresses are those IP addresses which are used in local area networks, and these addresses are non-routable over the internet. But these addresses are we can use these addresses are reusable. It means that private IP addresses can be used in different local area networks. Same addresses can be used in different local area networks, and these private IP addresses required NAT, which means network address translation, to so that these devices with private IP addresses can have the access to the internet. IP addresses can be divided in two other parts as well, namely static IP and dynamic IP. Static IP are those IP which are configured manually to the devices, and it cannot change with time. These devices are these type of IPs are static IPs, it doesn't change. Static IPs are best suitable for web servers, cloud services, whose IPs are remain constant with respect to the time. private, that is advantages of, but the disadvantages of static IP. These have to be configured manually. Yes, and the dynamic IPs are those IPs which are configured by, in dynamic IPs are provided by DHCP servers, which changes with time, and these best suitable for smartphones and home devices, which changes with time. Dynamic IP addresses doesn't waste IPs because if the device with the dynamic address is not in use, we can assign the same IP to the other device. On the other hand, we cannot do that with static IP. In a static IPs, the IP addresses wasted if the IP that are assigned to a device is not in use. IP addresses are of two. There are two versions of IP addresses, namely IPv4 and IPv6. IPv4, which means Internet Version Protocol 4, are of 32-bit numbers, 8 bits, 32-bit numbers, 8 bits in each octet. These values of IP in each octet ranges from 0 to 255. And IPv4 are used in two ways. First one is classical addressing, and the second one is classical addressing. In classical addressing, the IP addresses are divided into classes based on their ranges. For example, the classes are class A, class B, class C, and class D, and class. In class A, it ranges from 1 to 126, and in class B, it ranges from 128 to 191. In class C, it ranges from 192 to 223. In class D, it ranges and so on. In class A, the IP addresses leading bit is 0, which means in the first octet, the first bit amongst 8 bits, the first bit of the octet is 0, and in class B, the first 2 bits are constant, which is 10. In class C, the first 3 bits, which is 110, are constant. Which means we can identify based on their, by looking at the IP addresses, it belongs to which classes. And the subnet mask of each classes are fixed. For example, in class A, the subnet mask is 255.0.0.0, which means the first octet, which are 8 bits, which is the network path, and the remaining 3 octet, which is of 24 bits, are of host path. In class B, the first 2 octets, which are 16 bits, belongs to the network part, and the remaining 16 bits belongs to the host part. In class C, similarly, the first 3 octets, which is 24 bits, belongs to the network part, and the remaining 1 bits belongs to the host part. So class A, because class A has a lot of addresses, it is used in a large network, but the network requirements are very large. In class B is a medium-sized network, which is used in a medium requirement places. In class C is a small requirement, where the total number of IPs are only 250. Total number of valid IPs are 253. But there are some limitations in classical addressing, which are as in classical addressing, the IP addresses, the number of IP addresses are already fixed. So if the requirement is apart from the values of class A, the number of IPs available in class A, class B, and class C, these are apart from the IP addresses, there will be the waste of IP addresses if we use the classical addressing. So to fix this, we use classless addressing. In classless addressing, we divide networks based on our requirement, which is a variable length subnetting mask, which means we divide the networks into chunks of networks based on our requirement. we the process of it is called the process of subnetting, where you divide the huge network into the smaller networks. In classless in CIDR, classless interdomain writing, we do the subnetting.
Okay. Okay, Mukesh. I have some questions regarding IP addressing. So I have given a situation question. Okay. So can you tell me that I have just given your IP address. It's an IP, the IP address is 192.168.216.128. That's an IP address. So can you tell me can you tell me that which class of IP addresses is this, and this IP address that I assigned you, is it private or a public?
Okay, so uh, you have two questions. First, whether it is whether it is the IP address is provided is belongs to the which class. So according to the ranges, it belongs to the class C, and it is a private IP. Which
Okay, okay. Sorry, Mukesh. Sorry, Mukesh. I just trouble you. Actually, you are not so much audible. Can you something do that? Your voice is very little bit slow.
okay, am I audible
Now
right
you
now?
are audible. Yeah, yeah, right.
Okay. So my answer is the IP addresses we have provided is belongs to the class C according to the ranges,
Yeah,
and
right.
it is a private IP, which means
Yeah.
it's assigned to the device on a local area network.
Okay, so tell me that it's a private IP, or
Yeah,
it's a public
it's
IP
definitely
address.
it's definitely a private IP just because
Yeah,
we are
yeah, right, right.
providing.
I put you the another question. Like the private IP address, or a public IP address. So if I use for my personal usage, so which IP address should be I used, or then why would I use for this public IP address?
You mean the IP address we have provided? Why would you use this
For
IP?
my personal usage. So which IP address
For your
I have?
personal users, it depends. It depends on your personal users. If you are trying to access the internet, you must have a public IP address to access the
Yeah,
internet.
right. So
Even
public
if
IP address
even if
is it's like that. It's a free. It's not a freeware, and the private is a
yes, yes,
free.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's
So
my question.
if you don't even if you don't have a public IP address,
Yeah.
there is a network address translation which converts your private IP address to public IP address, by which
Oh yeah.
you can have access to the internet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. That's from my side.
Okay.
Okay, Mukesh, I have a question.
Okay.
What would happen if two devices on the same network at the same IP address?
I mean, if two devices have assigned the same IP addresses, what will happen, right?
Same network.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, it is technically not possible to assign two public IP addresses uh, to the same to another devices, same IP addresses to another devices, because there are authorities who are managing it, such as IANA, and the Internet Assigned Number Authority, and
So,
your
Mukesh,
ISPs as well. So
sorry, I'm not audible. Can you help?
hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so I was saying is if you are talking about the public IP addresses, then it is technically not possible to assign two public IP. It is not technically possible to assign a similar IP addresses, public IP addresses, to two devices, two different devices, because there are authorities such as IANA, which means Internet Assigned Number Authorities, and ISPs, Internet Service Providers, who was taking care of it. So it is technically not possible. But if we are talking about the private IPs, if there are two private IPs, uh, two similar private IPs assigned to different devices, and then it is definitely possible. It is possible. But when you are trying to communicate to a globally to a to wide area network, you must have a public IP addresses, and these IP addresses could not be same. I have answered your question. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, yes.
I hope I answered your question.
Means uses public not to assign the same network public IP address.
Sorry.
Uses a public IP address not assigning the same devices. Sorry.
Yes. Public IP addresses. One public IP addresses cannot be assigned to two different, because it will cause a routing problem. Na? If you assign, then if you ask for a resources over the internet, then it causes problem. It will cause problem.
Okay, any more questions?
Yes, sir. Mukesh, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes. You're
Yeah. Can two device have the same network if they have different subnet?
in the same network. No, if they are in same network. Sorry, can you please ask your question again?
Can two device have same IP address? Sorry, same IP address if they have different subnets?
No, if two devices have same IP address, then it cannot have different.
But they have different subnets.
They have same IP address, but they have different subnet masks. That is what you're trying to say.
Yes.
I think it's not possible because the we can identify our IP address. If you're even classical address, we can identify the IP address by looking at its subnet mask, whether it is belongs to which classes. So I think it's not possible to have two different subnet masks for single IP address.
It can possible. Yes.
It can possible.
Same subnet. Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm not getting it.
Like take a sub
Can
IP
you
address to 192.
can you provide some examples so that I can understand?
Listen, like we take IP address 192.168.1.10. The subnet. Sorry. This is one subnet. We can configure like we configure this route, provide this IP address to one router. Then we can also configure another IP address like 192.168.2.10. We can also assign this IP address to another router. We can configure or not when we configuring the topologies.
Can you repeat the first IP address? 192.168.0.10. Hello. The first IP address was 192.168.0.10. Hello, Hare Krishna.
Yes.
And the second network was also same, right?
Yes. So point 10, we can also assign the both but different routers in different subnets.
Okay. Both are different, both are same, but in different subnets.
Yes, different subnet, but the same IP.
Okay.
Okay, no, we can discuss later. This is
Okay.
Okay,
this is my side.
last question from my side. So it's a real life based question. So if you are configuring a network for a small business, what factor do you
Okay.
consider when assign IP addressing?
Okay. For a small businesses, which means it requires a small amounts of few amounts of systems in there.
Yeah. If you are configuring a network for a small business, what factors would you consider when assigning IP address?
Okay. So first, I will see the requirements which are there, and based on them, I will submit. Based on them, the system they require on the different the systems they require on their different departments. I will see the requirements, and based on them, I will I will do the subnetting and then assign the IP addresses.
Okay, it's like you also need a size of network, like how many SAR will be in class, like how many devices will you connect, yeah, subnetting and IP address allocation.
Yes. Based on them, based on the requirements, based on the requirements, I have to provide. I have to allocate the IP addresses. If there is a need of a few systems in the departments, and there is a need of number of systems in a department, so based on them, I have to do the subnetting, and I can provide. We can provide the IP addresses. I can do the allocation of IP addresses.
Okay.
Okay, any more questions? Anyone else?
Yes, sir. I just wanted to ask Mukesh that if I'm actually how do I plan and implement an IP addressing scheme for a network for personal use?
For personal use, uh, for personal use, there are two ways.
Would we plan that scheme?
How would you plan the
The scheme for establishing a network, an IP addressing network for personal use.
okay? Can you repeat the question, please? I'm not getting it.
Okay, I just asked you, how do I plan and implement an IP addressing scheme for a network for personal use? If I want to establish a network, how do I plan and implement it
Okay,
on a
so
practical
your question
basis?
is okay. So your question is similar to the previous one, but you are trying to establish a network in your personal use. The previous one was for the small business. So for a personal use, I think the IP addresses is provided by the DSCP servers dynamically. So you don't have to configure. If you are trying to configure on a network, then it's a different thing. But if you are trying to configure your IP address for a personal use, then the IP address is provided by your DSCP servers, your ISPs, internet service providers.
Okay. That will be it for Mukesh.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. Now the next participant who will be yes, subnetting, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Pradyum. First of all, switch on the camera, and those of you who will be asking questions, make sure that your camera is on. Okay, you switch on your camera, you should be visible. Okay, so switch on the camera and then ask the questions. Okay, make sure that your camera is on. So Pradyum, come in.
Hello, I am visible,
Yes,
sir.
Pradhan. Yes, just hold on. Okay. All right. Now you can go on.
Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, everyone. I am Pradhan Kumar from Giridih, Jharkhand. I am currently pursuing Diploma in Computer Science Engineering from Government Polytechnic, Adyapur in compute. Sorry. And I completed my intermediate in science, securing 66.2% and matriculation with 82%. I consider myself very punctual and consistent in my work, and currently I am working as a training engineer intern in IT IMS at Department of Evision Technoserve. During my internship, I have gained practical experience and enhance my skills in CCNA and operating system administrator. I in my free time I enjoy playing cricket and watching cricket and reading books. Today I am going to discuss about subnetting. Subnetting means dividing a large network into smaller networks, or we can also say subnetting network within network, or logical division of IP address. We can understand subnetting through a real life example. Imagine your college has a big network. Instead of all devices and all departments are connected through one huge network, we use subnetting concept to divide huge network to various smaller network. Like for teachers, we create n networks, and for a student, and for labs, and this make the network faster and provides security, and it is save the wastage of IP address, and it is very easy to manage because we are divided into a smaller networks. And now we are going to discuss about why we do subnetting. We do subnetting to saves the wastage of IP address and improve the performance of network and increase security, and we make more efficient. And there are two types of subnetting. First one, FLSM, which stands for fixed length subnet mask. It is in FSLM, all subnets have equal number of IPs and easy to manage. We can understand FLSM with real life example. Suppose you have an IP address. You want to divide in sorry, you have a network address and you want to divide into 4 department in equal IP address, like 50 IP address LAN 1 and 50 IP address LAN 2, and like this 4 networks are same IP address. Then we use FLSM. In FLSM, maybe some IPs are waste. And second type of subnetting are VLSM. VLSM stands for variable length subnet mask. In VLSM subnetting, they have different sizes, and it saves IP address from waste, and it is used in real world scenarios. Like if we take same example, if there are 4 department and one department uses only 20 and a second one 30 and 2 are 50, and other 2 department are uses 50 IPs, then we can use VLSM. VLSM and subnetting prevent the wastage of IP address. Now we understand how to do subnetting. You suppose you have a network address 192.168.1.0/24. First of all, there are some
Okay, Pradyum. So, you tell that the IP address is that, and you give the /24. Can you tell me that what is /24?
This is subnet mask, or he represent the he
But you
the,
okay. So, can you tell me that which is a host part and which is a network part in that
okay. Here
subnet?
24 represent network address, and we know that
Rest of all,
in IP address there are 4 octane.
yeah, right.
Okay, and each
As you
octane
said that
are
24
8
is
bit.
a okay, Pradyum, you said that the 24 is a network part and rest of all is the host part.
Host part,
Correct?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's correct.
Okay. And
Hello.
okay.
Can you tell me how can we calculate the subnetting in steps?
Okay. First of all, you analyze network address.
Yes.
And find as default subnet mask.
Okay.
And check how much IPs you required.
I need 10. I have 10 laptops.
Then okay. Then we use 2 raised to power, which is greater than required IP address. Okay. Here, here you give, you need 10. You have 10 system. That means we need 10 IP address, right? Then
okay.
First of all, we take power 2 raised to 4. Okay. 2 raised to 4 then is equal to 16, and we subtract 2. 16 minus 2 is equal to 14. We have 14 valid host address. Okay.
Okay, Pradyum, so tell me, you just you said that subtract 2. So, Okay. Just ask you once again. You said that you subtracted two. Why you subtracted two
Yeah.
from this?
Because first address is reserved for network address, and last IP address is reserved for broadcasting. That's why
Okay.
we
Yeah.
subtract two.
Okay,
Okay.
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 I got it.
And the next
And
step is?
then next step is, then we found we have 14 valid host address. Okay. And
Okay.
okay, I think you didn't provide me any network address or anything. If
Okay,
suppose
I am giving you the network address like 192.168.0.0.
okay, then first then this is network address. Okay. Then we find
Yeah.
FBH, first valid host address.
Yeah.
In first valid host address, we add one in last octant. Okay. The first valid host address will be 192.168.0.1, and now we find the next subnet address, and uh, we add 14 in network address of last octant, like 192.168.0.14. Okay, this is my next subnet address, and we can find broadcast address to subtract one from next subnet address. Then broadcast address will be 192.168.0.13, and we can find LVH, which is last valid host address. That is 192.168.0.12, which is came from, we subtract one in broadcast address from broadcast address, and we find everything.
And what is the block size of?
Block size. So first of all, when we find a subnet mask, then we check how many host bits there, and we calculate the power of 2. For example, we in octant there are 8 bits. Each in network address we represent each bit 0, and network address 1. Host bit represent through 0, and network address represent through 1. And here each network address we take power of, we take 2 raised to power, which is how much host bit, and we subtract 256. We subtract from 256 minus how much we get 2 raised to host bit. For example, 2 raised host bit are there 3. Then we take 2 raised to 3, which is equal to 8, right?
Okay.
And we simply subtract 8 from 256, and which is equal to 248. This is our block size.
Okay.
Okay, Pradyum. So, can you tell me that what is FBH and LVH?
LVH, okay. FBH is first valid host address,
Right.
and LVH is last valid host address. AVH will be
Okay, I just get it. So I have given a scenario, like it's a something I just give us one scenario. Okay. So here is a sales department. They have a this I give you a small number. They have a four system, right? Then you have to and I give you the network address. Okay, that is 196.100.1.0/24. That's your network address. Okay, okay. So can you tell me that the FVH and LVH of this?
okay.
You can use your
FVH will
copy pen. It's not been needed.
okay. FVH will be 198. Oh, sorry. What is network address?
Just you have to return down the network address that I provided you.
Okay.
It's a network
190.
address. It's 196.100.1.0/24.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
now find out the FBH and LBH of this.
Okay. We have four system, right?
Yeah, right. You have a four system.
Okay.
I can you have to increase the number of system because it's a four. It's a very small. Then you have a little bit problem. Take it as a 10 system. Okay, right. It's not.
Okay. First valid host address will be 196.100.1.1.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Yeah.
And last valid host address will be 196.100.1.13.
Yeah, it's been right.
And okay.
So LBH actually the LBH is only done by if you know the BR address and the block size. If you know the block size or B address, then you have to find out the LBH, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not possible to calculate without calculating BR address or a block size. Is it?
Yeah. LVH will be 1.12.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I will tell you next subnet address.
Yeah. Okay. It's been all right from my side.
One more question for you. That why we need subnetting?
I told you firstly that when we have a large network, okay, which is very complex to manage, and maybe they have securities issue, and maybe network slow. That's why we do subnetting. In subnetting, we divide into a smaller networks, and which is easy to manage and faster and more secure. That's all.
Okay.
All right. So, Pradum, okay,
Yes.
you can switch off your camera right now. Next, who will be going for the routing? I guess Shraddhanjali.
Yes, sir.
Yes, switch on your camera and make sure that those of you who will be asking questions, you turn your camera on first. After that only ask the question. You should be visible. Okay. Make sure that you turn your camera on, then ask the question. Okay. So Shraddhanjali, you can go on. Switch on the camera.
Sir, I am visible.
Okay, right now. Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shraddhanjali Portosi from Kalahandi, Odisha, and I have done my Bachelor of Science at Pragati Degree College, Bhavani, Patna, and currently I am pursuing my MCA at GIT University, Kanpur, and now I am a software trainee engineer at Evision Technoserve. Let's discuss about routing. First, what is routing? Uh, the amazing journey of data packets from data center to your device forms a backbone of internet, and the data flows governs to make the efficient transfer of data, and it shows from this scenario that the governing of data from source to destination through a complicated network. And it is not easy, and the whole process of efficient flows of data from source to destination is known as routing. I take an example, real life example, to understand the routing in a better way. uh, okay, um, uh, Okay, imagine this scenario where you have reached your home from your office or whatever, and you saw the road is full on traffic. And in this scenario, the road and this traffic condition, you choose a easiest path to reach your home. Similarly, in routing. Uh, Similarly, in routing, a decision regarding a decision regarding packets, uh, movements of packets needed based on the state of network, and a device called router, and router take this decision, and the main purpose of router is to finding the best path through which packets can be transferred from source to destination. And in routing, we have three types of routing. First is static routing, then dynamic routing, and default routing. Static routing is also known as non-adaptive routing. That is, it cannot adjust, and the
Yes, Shraddhanjali, can you hear me properly? Yes, Shraddhanjali, can you hear me properly?
sorry, sir, there is a little bit of network issue.
Okay, your video is not visible. Yes, your video is not coming. Switch on the camera properly.
Uh, Sorry, just a minute. Hello.
Okay. Yes, okay. Continue.
Okay. So, static routing, I have said static routing is non-adaptive routing, and the static routing is manually configured by the network administrator. And in static routing, it is not automatically updated when any changes in network occur. Then dynamic routing. The dynamic routing is also known as adaptive routing, and in dynamic routing, the routers are operated by routing protocols. And the routing protocols, we have three types of routing protocols. First is RIP, that is routing information protocol. In RIP, it is a distance vector protocol. It uses hope count as matrices. Then OSPF. OSPF is open shortest path first. It is a uh, oh, sorry, sorry.
Okay, yeah, it's okay, Shraddhanjali, don't be panic about that. So
Okay, sorry, sir. Uh, OSPF, that is open source open shortage for car. It is a link state protocol where it is used discussed as algorithm. In vector in distance vector we have used Bellman for algorithm, and in link state protocol we have used discussed as algorithm. Then we have EIGRP, that is enhanced interior gateway protocol. It is a hybrid protocol that combines distance vector and the link state vector. Link state protocol. Uh, any question?
okay, Shraddhanjali,
Uh,
can I ask some questions about this routing?
Uh, yeah, yes, sir.
I'm not a sir, actually, I'm also a trainee, just don't call me sir. Okay. Uh, so Shraddhanjali, you said that I just give you a scenario in which you have a like
Okay.
a small network, right?
Yes.
You have to routing in your network. So what you would you which routing technique would you prefer to do? It's a static, dynamic, or something else routing
Yes,
technique.
here I prefer static routing because it is less complex and easy.
Okay, yeah, right. And for a
Yes,
big network, it's like I have a like you are in a company right now. There is 100 of
yes,
systems and 200 of systems. Then
yes.
what technique would you prefer for routing?
Here I am using I think dynamic routing.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yes. Any other
okay,
question?
Shraddhanjali. I have a
Okay.
question.
Yes.
Uh, what happens if a router receive a packet with a destination it
Okay.
does not known?
Okay. If there is default routing not exist, it's not be okay, yeah, okay. Uh, can you ask a question again?
What happens if a router receive a packet with a destination if does not known? You understand the question? Hello.
Uh,
Hello.
yeah, yeah. Uh,
Okay. It's all about that. Shraddhanjali, you done the project while we said this start doing the project or not. So you said you see
yes.
that if we do in a IPv4, if you done IPv4 routing, right? If you done
Yes.
any static, dynamic, or something else.
Yes.
If just example, I do a static routing, right? In static
Okay.
routing, if I firstly communicate with the server with my PC to the another LAN server. That firstly it gives a loss something loss. It's a like a 40% loss or 80% loss. It's only sending the packets only 20%. And why this happened during this time for the first time of packet transferring? Can you tell me that? Sir also
Okay,
because the
if
sir also
we
studied about that why it happened, right? Remember?
okay, if we not if yes, if we not properly configured, then it will
No, no, no.
happen.
It's a properly
First time
configured.
it will.
Yeah, right. It's properly confident
Uh,
figured, but is there is something one term which is something like that. I'll not tell you about that. You have to give me the answer. That due to this thing, the first time we faces some losses in packet transferring. So can you tell me that what is the term?
yeah, I got your question.
Yeah, right.
Oh, sorry, I not remember.
Yeah, it's all right. I just to tell you that it's an ARP, right? Remember? It's a ARP. At first time, if
Yes,
we
it's
take in
ARP.
the command, it's due to the ARP. We have to be some losses. We faces some losses in the first time ping, but after a second ping, we get the 100% success of packet transfer. It is due to the ARP, which is the address resolution protocol. That's
Protocol. Yes.
yeah. Due to this, yeah. That's the question.
Hi Shraddha.
Yes.
Can you tell me how does a router decide the best path to send data?
Okay, router choose the best path using routing table, and routing tables main purpose of routing tables is to find the best path, and routing tables is a logical data structure where we can store IP address and the next address of router. Yes.
Yes. Then what command is used to configure the default route in a router?
Yes, we have IP route that is 0.0.0.0/0.
Yes, all right.
Any other question?
All right. So Shraddhanjali, that will be it. Next, the final concept, that is
Yes.
VLAN. Yes, Priyadarshini.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Am I audible?
Yes, you can switch on your camera.
Am I visible? Sure.
Yes, you can move on.
Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon to all of you. I am Shreyashni Padi. I have completed my Master in Computer Application from JIT University. Recently, I am passed out from Masters, and I have completed my BSc from Berhampur University in BSc Geology. So I am currently doing intensive at Evision Technoserve. The topic is VLAN. So before we started VLAN, I will tell you one thing, that is the broadcast domain, which is basically comes in VLAN concept that makes little bit confusing. So before starting VLAN, I will tell you the broadcast domain. The broadcast domain means when any message sent to the domain, the message sent to the entire domain in the specific domains. So VLAN means the VLAN stand for Virtual Local Area Network. So why the VLAN concept is coming? So in LAN, when any domain like any department, we consider there is a three department like HR department, finance, and IT department. By the help of LAN, if we send any message to a specific, then it sends the message to all the department. Like HR department wants to send any message to their specific team, but if because due to the LAN connection, the message sent to the entire department, like the HR department, including the IT department and also the finance department. Thus the might confusion and the issue occurs this time. So the engineers developed the LAN concept, which is a virtual LAN area network that has to send the message to the specific domain, which by the configuration of MAC address or port or IP address. So it helps the traffic rule and reduce cost. That helps us and also others engineers to a clear solution for their completion. So a VLAN is a virtual local area network that helps to send the message to the specific domain, regardlessly sending to the all the domains. So in VLAN, we basically see there is two types of VLAN we consider, that is static VLAN and the dynamic VLAN. We can see the static VLAN to the port VLAN or the dynamical VLAN to the MAC address VLAN. So the port VLAN or the static VLAN is that VLAN that have sent to the address or send the message to the according to the port. And usually the dynamically means by the help of port means this port is generated by the MAC address, not like how statically how statically VLAN happen. Like in static VLAN, the message sent to the according to the port, but in the dynamical VLAN, the message sent to the port by the help of the MAC address port. So this is the main thing about the VLAN. That's the two type of VLAN, that is static. Static VLAN is not fully static, and dynamical is also not fully dynamic. They can automatically can generate it. So how the VLAN is work. So let us consider we have three departments in a building. Okay, leave it this. I will give a simple example. We have an IT intensive. So we have our bench. So in IT, what we have studied, that is not useful for any other to read the and they don't need to understand what we understand in our concept. So we have a separate or stage code for different days. So what IT have the idea or the message or the file resources, they don't need to share every time to the HR, or we want to spend a specific message or files to a specific department rather than to the all department. And VLAN mostly useful for campus or building when they have sending their resources to the different categories. So we use VLANs. And if we compare LAN and VLAN, then LAN is in LAN we have to configure with all PCs, but in VLAN we have to configure PCs and switches. But in case of LAN, it is quite network is quite low. But in case of VLAN, the network is working well, and the traffic is also less as compared to the LAN. And the cost, because we mostly check about the cost. So in VLAN, the cost is less as compared to the LAN. So that's why the VLAN is needed in our daily life, or daily life means that is in our corporate life. And one more thing is in VLAN, how the VLAN is actually work. So let us consider we have the, as I say, we have three departments, HR, IT, and the finance department. So when in HR department and one switch have four computers. So we have three departments, so three switches, and the three switches have one switch have four computers. So we have for one switch, four or three computers, let us say. And when these switches are connected, interconnected to each other, when a message HR sent through the switches, all the messages sent to the HR department and the IT department, also the finance department. Thus cause a big issue in the net traffic, also make get conflicted. So it makes complicated to understand anyone. So VLAN make it here, and without the router, we can usually, by the help of only the switch, we can send message to the specific person by their domain. But in case of LAN, because switch is a LAN, a single broadcast message. So when a single broadcast message, we send message, this message sent to the all over the domain in the same domain or same address. But in case of VLAN, VLAN is categories, we categorize how we can categorize different groups, like by the help of our batch code, like we are IT, they are HR, they are finance. Similarly, in the VLAN, they are also membership, like they are also different divided by the help of MAC address, port address, and the IP address. So when a message sent to the different PC. So according to that MAC address or IP address or the port number, they will be sent to the specific or receiving the MAC address or which the address we have to tag, then they may send to the specific domain rather than the sending to all over the domain in which happened occur in the LAN case. So this is a big thing we have to do in the VLAN. And the other thing is in VLAN, we also see because in VLAN this is not happened physically. This is happened in logical means in the software we have uploaded in the switches. Like in LAN case, we saw there is a lot of physically requirements are needed, like the cables, the Ethernet, different cables are required in physically. That also take a more space. But in case of VLAN, there is no need of physical requirement, so we can move any other pieces to any other. Like virtually, how can we are in a different geographical location area, but we are connected through a software. Similarly, in FAN also, this is a connected through a software, so that we can move any group to any other group. There is no need of physical requirement. So yes, that's it from myself. If any question you want to ask me.
Okay, hi Priyadarshi, Gagan this side. I have a question from this topic. It's a scenario-based question. I just to ask you that, like I have a PC. I have a PC from VLAN 10. Uh, I have to change the PC from VLAN 10 to VLAN 20. So how can I change this? Can you tell me that?
Okay, so you want to say that you want to change the VLAN 10, the tag name to VLAN 20, right?
Yeah, right. That's my question.
Uh, uh, in CLI, like command, we can change by the
By
different
using
command.
commands. Yeah, right. So what command should I do? What's the command?
For like in CLI, you have to press the interface which you want to change, like in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Ethernet, first Ethernet, in which interface you want to
yeah,
change the VLAN, the
yeah. Okay.
access code of the access, sorry. Like the
Yeah.
mode access, we have to first
Yeah, exactly.
mode access.
Uh,
So after the mode access, we can switch mode. After the switch mode happen, we can give the VLAN name like VLAN 20, 30 or whatever you want to change. Then you can give that
yeah, right. We use the command like switch port command, right?
yeah,
To
yes,
access the
port mode access. Then the switch
switch
port
port
happen.
exit.
Then after the mode access happen, then you can this
That
switch
just
mode. You can give
changes
the
from
VLAN.
VLAN to. That's all right. That's my question from my side.
Anymore?
Okay, Priyadarshini. What happens if a switch port is not assigned to any VLAN?
Sorry, chicken, you are not properly audible. Can you repeat your question?
Hello? I'm
Yes.
audible.
Yeah. Yeah, chicken,
Hello?
you are audible.
What happens if a switch port? What happens if a switch port is not assigned to any VLAN?
Okay, but sorry, I forget to say that if you are not assign any VLAN, then by default VLAN one is accessible. So yeah, the
Okay.
VLAN one, if you're not, and one more thing also there in VLAN, native VLAN. If any you have not tagged any VLAN address, then that is also in native VLAN.
Okay.
So native VLAN dynamically address the VLAN.
Okay.
Yes. Any more questions? Anyone?
Priya, tell me, how do VLNS enhance network security?
See, in LAN we have the physical configurations. So in VLAN there is no need of physical configurations. So in VLAN it is due to the software requirement. It enhances the security because there is a less of network topology and the Kabul connection also less. So it provides a network security to the PC.
Okay. what is the maximum number of VLANs that can be created?
Maximum number of VLANs. Actually, the VLANs range from it is a 12-bit, so the range is from 0 to 4096. So the 0 is not usable. So from 1 to 4095, you can use the VLAN.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Priyadashini, I have one more question to you. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Chikku, you are audible. Yes,
Uh,
Chikku, please.
tell me, if two devices are connected to the same switch, but on different VLANs, can they communicate? Hello.
Yeah, can you repeat once again?
If two devices are
Hello.
connected to the same switch, but different VLANs, can they communicate?
Yes, yes, they can communicate.
No, they cannot communicate.
Actually, they cannot, but actually they cannot communicate. But by the help of the router, they can communicate.
Oh.
All right, Priyadarshini, that will be
Yes, sir.
that will be all. You can switch off your camera now.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So all of you who have attended this particular interview session, you have performed good, and the questions which are being asked, okay, you have given the response quite well, but a little bit more fluency is very much needed. Little bit fluency in the sense in terms of your communication, in terms of your expression. Okay, these things a little bit required. So work on this small areas, and in the next week also we'll be having one interview session as well. Okay, so I will be giving you the topics, okay, in our upcoming sessions, that what will be our upcoming interview session concepts or topics. Okay, so in the same manner we'll be conducting it. All right, all of you understood?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
So do all the things, okay, properly. Okay, all the projects what you have done, okay, till now, practice all this. Let me know any questions, any doubts in the next session itself. Okay.
So actually, sir, due to my exams, I missed too many. I like missed 2 to 4 classes
For
from.
that, you can discuss with your Evision recruiter. I hope the recordings and all these things are
Yeah,
available.
sir, it's recording. It's already there. Yeah, right. I just, but
Watch
it's
the
like.
recording. Watch the
Yeah,
recording. If any doubts are there, let me know in next session.
yeah, sir. I have some doubts and some questions about that. For that purpose, I just be asking you.
Okay, in the next session, I will just let me know.
Yeah, sir. It's okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay, everyone. So bye. Take care, all of you. And thanks for participating in this interview session. All of you.
Thank you, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir.
Bye. 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 Take
Thank
care.
you,
Bye.
sir.